Hey everybody, let's talk about what's going to happen with Ripple and other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. How low can we go? Are you going to see like a $9 Solana again, or maybe a 50 or 60 cent Ripple? And let's go over the main points of what's led to this massive sell-off. And again, remember, we're now have like a tiny little bit of recovery. Solana bounced off of $100 to 105. Again, that is absolutely nothing. That is just this tiny market fluctuation. We could still head down to about $75. So let's go over it very, very quickly. And again, if you are signed up for OxFriend and you're following me over there, you want to get the buy and sell alerts for the 10K to 100K challenge. And again, follow our community, become a part of our family. Again, this is one of those platforms where you can absolutely speak freely and say anything you want. Again, just go to oxfriend.com and then just type in the search bar Wall Street Ox, and you can follow us. So let's take a look at why are markets crashing. And again, oh man, this picture is a little bit scary, but I want to tell you. So this is number 6. The Epstein files have been released, and you have people like Bill Gates that went to that island 280 times. And then again, think about the hundreds or thousands of times they went using their private boats, yachts, helicopters, and other methods where the government does not have a record of it. And now there's files out there showing that Donald Trump went something close to like 400 times across a decade. And again, so, you can also vote down here. We have polls for all of our messages and all of our content that we post. Again, so do you think markets will continue to collapse throughout January? So I just posted this. And I think you will see some crashes. So as more people kind of vote on it, it will balance itself out. But let's go to the number one reason. Geopolitical and macro risk is spiking. So investors are pulling out of risk assets as geopolitical tensions escalate. Again, we're having issues with Venezuela, South America, Iran, with Russia, with China. Really, when it comes to the entire world, Donald Trump has escalated a war. It's basically America versus everyone. So that is scaring the markets. Again, forced liquidations and thin liquidity based on people just thinking everything was going to the moon. So again, when the big firms say, okay, you think Bitcoin's going to $200,000 and they sell off and they cause these massive liquidations, they then make money on the way down. Again, key technical levels broke down. So you saw those support levels for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for all of these major cryptos completely just fall and collapse. Again, there's no support for any crypto right now. And again, I want you to really understand circular finance. And one of the big problems is if I give you $100 on paper, you are $100 richer. And this is me simplifying. And then if you give me that $100 back, now I'm $100 richer myself. In reality, since I gave it to you and you gave it right back to me, nobody's really richer by anything. You're just back to the exact same amount of money that everybody had. But when you document this, it looks like both of us now have $100 more. So this circular finance scam that's happening between AMD, between basically every single company that's associated themselves with OpenAI, and the markets are realizing. And so all of those Microsoft profits you saw, and you're like, why did Microsoft do so well but sell off in the last 30 days by over 20% and almost 13% in one single day? That's because we're coming to the realization. The markets are waking up and they're saying, this is not real money. This is, I give you, you give me, we'll go back and forth, and it makes it look like everybody's richer, but nobody's made a penny. These are almost like IOU, little paper notes, like from Dumb and Dumber, where, you think you have $1 million in that suitcase, but you have nothing except a bunch of just useless paper. And this is really kind of scaring the markets as they realize these are companies, they're not generating real revenue. It's a scam and it's not sustainable. It's not repeatable. The other really big, massive part of all of this is in the markets when, especially when you try to build up this massive AI infrastructure or whatever these companies are doing, what you're really doing is you're buying stuff that becomes obsolete very quickly. So if you spend $130,000 on this graphics card to just, build these thousands of GPUs and have this massive data or, AI center, These cards have a very short lifespan, and then all GPUs, all graphics cards go down to zero. They just become useless. So as technology kind of advances, and if the next card that NVIDIA releases is 5 times more powerful and 50% more efficient, just the cost of running the old graphics cards becomes almost useless. It's not affordable. Just electricity costs themselves, even if these cards have a lifespan of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, maybe they'll run all the way to like 2030 and beyond. The cost of the electricity is so high, and the new cards will be so much more efficient that they just now go into the trash can, or they get sold on the open markets. The market gets over flooded, and there's a massive collapse in not just GPUs but RAM as well, and that's coming. And there's a massive realization of this. Again, number 4, we are United States political and economic uncertainty. The partial United States government shutdown and the news around the Federal Reserve leadership, possibly very hawkish, again, have reduced the risk appetite. Negative macro signals often bleed into crypto markets. So negative cash producing, no margin, very small cap tech stocks in crypto all sell off immediately. You just get rid of anything that's high risk. So that's what's happening. ETF outflows have continued month after month after month, and we're now on the 5th month of ETF outflows. In fact, we've had ETF outflows for the entire duration that we've had Donald Trump as the president. And really, there was kind of buying, selling, but we've seen massive outflows that have just continued, and now they've intensified. And number 6, which again, this is going to be a huge one, the Epstein files. Will Donald Trump go to prison? Again, the system is very rigged. All of the felonies and all the crimes that were committed by Biden, now Trump, it just kind of gets washed under a rug. And then from there, all of, the 54 felonies also now that Trump received are gone. But if you get a felony, you'll end up in prison for 10, 15, 20 years. So if you've kind of washed away those 54 felonies with all this other stuff that's been done to these innocent little girls, get washed under a rug as well. I don't know, really. It's very, very freaky. There's over 3 million files that the government has now released on everything that these really rich multi-billionaires have done, and it's very, very scary. It's very disturbing, and again, the markets do not like uncertainty like that. So you may see some massive collapse and sell-offs until we kind of figure out what's going to happen with everything. It's very, very tragic and sad to see stuff like this. Again, if you want to join the 10K to 100K portfolio, make sure you sign up. Just go to OxFriend.com and then click on, just search for Wall Street Ox, which is the name of the YouTube channel. Also, if you take a look in OxRank, our crypto and stock, housing, and automotive analysis tool, which is pretty amazing. If you take a look at here, you can go, once you sign up at OxRank.com, go to Ox Picks. You will see my buys and sells. So you can kind of see today I bought 250 coins. So I bought 250 Solana at $100.58, and I'm going to continue to buy it. Again, you can kind of see when I bought, what I sold, what I did with all of my, stocks and cryptos. And again, so kind of gives you a good idea of what I am doing. You can kind of just scroll back all the way to as far as you want and see what I'm doing. Again, you can also click on something like my 10K portfolio, for example, and you can see the entire portfolio in its entirety. You can see all the stocks I own. You can see all the cryptos, basically every single thing in here. And it gives you kind of idea of if I'm making money, losing money. Again, this portfolio is also just doing incredibly well. Again, if you sign up for OxRank.com, you will see the top buys, top stocks to buy, top stocks to sell, cryptos as well. You see the fear and greed index, the Buffett indicator. You'll see the Ox meter if you should be buying crypto, selling it, what you should be doing. So right now it's in a buy category because of this massive sell-off. You really want to buy into the fear. You can see the top news. And again, you can also check out our earnings calendar, which is pretty amazing. You can check out our DCF calculator. You can do the tutorials. You can check out our watch lists. So again, all the portfolios. So, awesome tool for you to utilize on a daily basis. Again, thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Take care.